Welcome to the dark world of Grimcoven, where you drain power from corruption. But be wary, because too much corruption will mean death. Every player plays a monster hunter who's hunting monsters. You have signed a pact that will most likely send you to an early grave. Unless you as a team take down the nasty looking boss.
Sounds easy, because I have these cool looking guns. And you have a stick?
A glowing stick.
Oh, then we're good, then we're good. Fine.
If you agree with Yanis and it seems like a walk in a park, you might be wrong, because this boss has minions, a lot of them, protecting the big bad boss. And he has a lot of things up his sleeve, like freaking tornadoes! And all you have are these dice. Each hunter will roll their selection of dice each round. And these dice can be used for your actions, like moving, sprinting, tacticking, and cleansing. As the game progresses, you get new cards, meaning you get more actions and get stronger, as well as more dice, and the game becomes dicier? All that sounds super nice, but the bad guys won't be just standing there. After the hunters have used up all their dice, the bad guys will activate, move, and attack. And while you are collecting corruption and getting stronger, the boss will get stronger as well. So don't use up too much time chopping off his limbs, because he might chop off yours. That's not a pleasant experience, right?
Definitely not. We tried it, not pleasant.
Not pleasant.
No.
So it's the last man standing. Either you defeat the big boss or one of the hunters dies. Then the game also ends. And we're gonna talk a lot more about this prototype in this video, so we should jump to the first question, which is...
What are the best things about this game? Corruption. Each time you kill a minion, you kill an elite, or you shoot off a limb or part of the boss, you will get corruption, aka lament. Lament?
Lament.
Lament? Lament. And you may use it to progress your character. Why would you ever not?
Because the more corruption or lament you have, the more likely the future events will get worse.
However, each time you do progress on the corruption track, you will get new actions, you will get new dice, and at one point your character will become corrupted and become this crazy version of himself. More powerful, more actions, more life. So you kind of want it, but you don't want it.
I know exactly what you're saying, because my second place is exactly that, the evolution. Every time you unlock something, you either unlock the cards or one die, and that's a great choice. And I'm gonna go with my first place first.
What?
All right?
First?
What a twist.
Wait, and then you're gonna go with your third?
Then I'm gonna go with my third. Well, it's not zero luck, there is luck still there, but there's a lot of calculations. Because every turn you see what the bad guys will do when they move after you. So you exactly can calculate what's gonna happen and what's the most optimal thing to do. I love those hard cooperative games which gives me the possibility to do bad or good. It's my fault, and I want to get better because of that.
You know they're gonna punch you in the face. The question is just how hard they're gonna punch you in the face. But you can also try to prepare for that.
Random events happen, but most likely you will pull out an event and it will trigger only in the next round. So you can even prepare for the random event, which means this one is on you.
So this is like a thinky dice chucker. Second best thing are gonna be secret cards. At certain times, in certain situations, draw that and that secret card. And that gives a narrative element to this game. We're not gonna tell you what exactly it does, because it's heavy spoiler territory and we don't want you becoming very grim. No?
My third thing, and I think you'll see why I kept it as the third thing, is the cherries on top. All of these things are great, but it's also flavored with a lot of extra things that make the game unique, make it more exciting. There are these teleports on the board, and only the good guys can go through them, which gives a great way how to manipulate the board in your advantage. There's this assist action right here, which is a lovely way how to make sure this is a very cooperative game. Because when I roll dice, I can pick one of them each round and place on assist. And now you have this die. You can use this icon, and it's great because it's not just me doing these things. I always have to figure out, hey, maybe I can help you and we can get more out of this round if we work together.
You can't really do it alone. Can we shoot off his arm this round? Because if we don't, it's gone away and we'll have to try something else. There's always a lot of table talk.
And the last cherry on top that I will mention is how you build a map. You have these scenarios that are set scenarios, but before finishing the setup, you will draw 4 random cards that will create a completely new map. So every time you go to the same scenario, the map will look differently. And these cards will either give more purpose to a single spot on the map, will give some tokens that you can interact with, or add new terrains on the map, which you can interact with.
My best thing about this game is, this is not a campaign game. You pick a hunter, you pick a scenario, and play one single game. But all the cherries you mentioned, which way I will develop my character, the events that can happen, the secret cards you can find, makes each scenario feel very different. However,
why this game might not be for you? It will not be for you if you want to go with the flow. Every single action is very important in this game. Every single round will start out with you checking out the boss's card, reading it and figuring out, okay, what can we actually do? And they have this keyword focused, which means that the boss will be stronger if you don't deal at least 2 damage. And you always want to do that. But sometimes you will have to sacrifice that. And you as a team, before doing anything, will have to figure out, okay, can we deal enough damage? Or should we just run to the other side of the map? Everything here has to be calculated if you want to win. So if you just want to be there, or you have friends that usually want to relax and, you know, go with the flow, this is not a game for you at all.
I will oppose and say that you can go with the flow unless you want to win.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, you can easily just, let's see what happens. Sure. But most likely, I'll tell you what's gonna happen. You can lose. It's something you wouldn't expect from such a game. I mean, you would go like, okay, I'll attack, I'll roll a bunch of dice and see how much damage do. No, you know how much damage you can do. So plan accordingly. Well, mine's gonna be a very simple one. It's just a theme. It's, well, grim, you know, it's in the name.
What a surprise.
I mean, if you're a fan of Bloodborne, there's this video game on Sony PlayStation, and then you know what I'm talking about. This is pretty much so that the board game. It's dark, it's grim, it's not a happy theme, it's not explicit, and it's not gory. It's just scary, I guess. Yeah. I feel like it's a great theme. It's something that's not done too often. It's unique.
It's quite badass as well.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like it.
I mean, I have a gunslinger here. It's like almost this creepy Western style.
I have these 2 arrows, which for me means 2 things. The game is basically this wave of movement all the time. If the bad guys are on that side of the map, you wanna go there quickly, slap him, and get back to the other side. That's basically the game. And all the minions and elites, everybody will go to that direction, then back to this direction. Most of the game will be this flow all the time. And you figuring out where you have to be.
You're just running around and poking at the bad guys, looking for the like perfect opening to do some real damage, otherwise just running around and trying to
You're basically pranking the guy. You are going to his home, ringing the bell, and then just trying to run away.
And he's like, oh, come on, damn hunters, get off my graveyard.
Another thing with the arrows is that the beginning of the game feels quite grim. It feels like we can't do anything, it's all bad. Only 4 dice, meaning 4 actions. The bad guy hits. But when you get stronger, when you flip the sheet and get more and more corruption, more dice, more cards, you start to overpower him. So it's this bad, looking better. Okay, easy game.
Unless you make a mistake like we did in the last game where we're like, oh, right, okay, we're done.
Every single game that I have played, at least 1 hunter has died. Whoa. If you died, then you lose the game? No, because each hunter has like 2nd life. When you lose all your life points, you heal 1 back, and that's for sure your last life point. So you won't die just from 1 hit. But every single gameplay that I have done, at least 1 hunter has died. Because the beginning is so tough.
Because it's so easy to do.
Yeah, it's easy to die.
It's super easy to die.
And hopefully until that point you have gotten strong enough to kick back.
I was gonna say that, but it's pretty much so that. It's tough. It's a tough co-op game. It's very hard to beat, which we love. We feel like a co-op should, you know, hand your ass to you and say, come back later and try again. Especially when you already know what Witch's house will do and you still try to do it.
Witch's house is a fun place to be.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely fun. You should try it when you play this game.
And for me, the last thing are the cards, which is right here. Sometimes when you have this magnificent, beautiful choice of picking 2 cards or a die, I feel like these cards don't do much. The dice feels much better, especially at the beginning of the game. I played this character a few times and I felt like there were few that just stood out. For example, there's one card that helps me teleport the whole field and take somebody with me. That's an amazing card that makes me feel good. But there's sometimes some cards that felt like, I guess I'll take this one, I don't need a die. But this is a prototype and I hope there's gonna be even more cards here that will even make this choice juicier, which will give me even more replayability, because I won't get the teleport each time.
Okay, my last thing is gonna be long and done. So, a 2-player game, when you win this, what would you say an average is?
2.5, 3 hours.
So it's not a quick game, it's not gonna be a filler you play, it's just gonna be one evening game pretty much so. This prototype plays solo or with 2 players, and it has a great solo. You essentially play 1.5 characters, you have your own hunter and then you have a deputy that's a simplified version of a full character. And with 2 players it's great, but with 3 and 4, this might be a very long game.
I don't see how all the minis fit on this board. Maybe they will add some extra things, but then again, it means that there's even more that you need to account for every single turn. This will move there, this will hit me by 2, I need 2 shields, that will move, that will move. If there's 4 people playing, it means a lot more minions. I personally will be really amazed if 4-player game or 3-player game will be just as enjoyable as a 2-player game. It will kind of shock me. I have my faith in developers and Awaken Realms in making this game, so I give them my benefit of the doubt. But right now, I would say this would be for me exclusively a 2-player game.
So what is the best alternative?
3, 2, 1. Too many bones in Spirit Island.
Oh.
If they would have a baby that would create this, only this is much more badass theme. But both of these give me similar vibes, meaning tough cooperative games where every person's decisions matter, so you want to communicate.
The last time we played Too Many Bones, we always had to, okay, I can take out this guy. Can you take out this guy? Can you do? So this felt very similar to that. And the dice action placement is also similar, kind of similar-ish. Yeah. And obviously the toughness and the puzzly part is from Spirit Island. Yeah. For me, the best alternative is Death May Die. It's a Cthulhu-themed dungeon crawler. It's also one and done. You have different scenarios where you're trying to kill the big bad boss. Theme-wise and basic mechanism-wise similar, except that one is way more random. That's a classic dungeon crawler where you think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go there, chuck a bunch of dice and hope for the best. This one is not, which I think again is one of the most unique things for this dungeon crawler.
So what's our personal rating of the game? 3, 2, 1. I don't know how the end product will look like. This is a prototype, but so far what I've seen, I think this will be my second favorite Awaken Realms board game company that creates games right up our alley. All the alternatives, Spirit Island, Too Many Bones are my favorite games of all time. And this gives that, but it's completely unique and interesting. Obviously, it's a must-have for me. I really enjoyed it.
For me, it's very good. Almost fantastic, but after your points, it makes sense, yeah, because I'm not a huge fan of Spirit Island. But it's a very good game. I'm super excited to play the final production. You played a bit more than I did, and I feel that the more I would play this, the more I'd like it. It's a one and done game, but I want to do the same scenario again.
And the same character,
And
right?
the same character. Maybe not go to the witch's hut this time, but maybe
possibly.
No, I'll go again.
If you're like me and really like knowing what's gonna happen and trying to prepare for it, figuring things out and having this just grindy game, I think you're gonna really like it.
I have to check the box. No, it is Awaken Realms, yeah, because it's unlike the games they've done before, which is great. They're trying new things, and I think this is gonna succeed for them.
I played it like too many times, I'll be honest. I didn't think there's so much game here in this prototype, but there is.
We are excited to see what the campaign's gonna look like.
Which
I guess you're probably backing it.
I'm backing it, for sure.
Can somebody back us as well?
Back us and our projects by becoming our supporter on Patreon or YouTube members. You can pick, both work and give you different benefits.